Hi everyone, my name is John Carlin and I'm the coordinator with a new community called Pobal Mhuire. You may or not be aware that we have plans to set up a new community based in Clashmore in County Waterford. The purpose of the new community is to try and help young ladies who have a drug or alcohol problem. Unfortunately, in the country at the moment, there are a lot of young ladies who are suffering from drugs and alcohol addiction, and it is our aim to try and help them. Again, you may or may not be aware, there are very few places for young ladies with this problem to go. And unfortunately, the problem does not discriminate between race, colour or religion, or indeed region. So the people that we are looking to help are our own mothers, sisters, daughters, nieces and girlfriends. There is a huge issue here at the moment. I would call it a crisis that needs to be addressed. And we can no longer stick our head in the sand and wish that it will go away. We have to be proactive in helping these young ladies to come to terms with their problem and to find a solution to live a better and more productive and happier life. One of the issues we find when we're speaking to young ladies who have a drugs or alcohol problem is that they feel that they're in a hopeless situation. So the first thing that we need to do is convince them that there is hope and that there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Once we get them to do that, we can then bring them to a place of sanctuary. The first thing that needs to happen is that the young lady has to go through a process of physical repair. For you and I, that's referred to as a detoxification process, or colloquially is referred to as cold turkey or going through the rattles. What this actually means is that they have to go to a place for 2 or 3 weeks where they can actually go through a process where the effects of the drugs, the physical effect of the drugs and the alcohol is weaned out of their system. This can be actually a very painful process and the young person will feel very sick. But there are places we can take them. We know that we've done it before and we know that this process can be quite successful. So once we've convinced them to do that and once they realise that there's somewhere that they can go where they're going to be looked after, well then they're quite happy to do that. And that is called the detox. Once the detox is over, we then are in a position where we can take them down to the centre in Clashmore to begin their restoration and where they can choose faith and a better way of life. Clashmore will be a drugs-free zone. And that's very important to emphasise. There will be no medical interventions on the centre in Clashmore. Once the young ladies arrive in Clashmore, they'll be placed under the care and supervision of sisters from the Order of the Servant of Our Lord and the Virgin of Matara. These sisters have been properly trained to work in these conditions, and in fact their order operate what's known as Houses of Mercy all over the world. One of the first things they will do is to try and teach the young ladies how to live a healthy lifestyle. Now, while they've been going through their addiction, the chances of these young ladies living a healthy lifestyle have been fairly slim. So the first thing they need to do is to teach them how to eat properly, how to cook properly, and how to look after their own physical well-being to regain some of their own dignity and their own integrity. When this is done, we then try and bring them on to work under more productive routines you'll find here. Part of these productive routines will be try and teach them skills that they can use when they leave the centre so that they can go on and get jobs or work for a proper lifestyle. These courses, accredited courses, will be in home economics, horticulture and or hotel management. So what it means is that when these young ladies leave the centre, they will have a certificate to confirm that they have achieved a certain level of competence in these routines. This is actually very important because very often what happens in other centres is that the lady goes through or a young man goes through a certain process where he's previously been detoxed, he's learned or he's been taught life skills, but when he leaves the centre he finds that there is nowhere for him to go or there is no work available to him and they slip back into the same lifestyle as previously. This will actually ensure that this doesn't happen with the young ladies who actually attend our centre. So what we find is, or what we hope to find, is that when the girls leave, they move on into a more productive lifestyle. They've learned to live They've learned to come to terms with the issues that they've had. They've learned to live and come to terms with things that may have happened to them while they were going through their addiction. They've learned to draw a line under issues that happened to them or things they may have done on other people while they were going through the whole dysfunctional lifestyle that addiction actually causes. So, when they leave the centre, they're leaving it as a more rounded person with confidence and with a skill set that will allow them to go on and live a happy and productive life. Not only for themselves, but for their families, their communities, and for the country as a whole. So, our hope is that they go on to live as part of a loving, caring, and attentive community. You'll see that the community is actually called Pobal Mhuire. That means Our Lady's community. So everything that has happened to date and everything that we hope will happen in Clashmore will be under the guidance of Our Lady, we hope. And that's why we have her statue of Our Lady of Knock here with us today. I would like everybody to take all this on board and hopefully have it in their heart that they can support this initiative and that they give it their blessing. And I would also ask for prayers from everybody who wants to support this as it moves forward. Thank you.